Pounders, welcome back for another ADP movement for BBM. We're going to do this once a week. And going through it today, I was actually surprised. Maybe we shouldn't be by the lack of movement there has been. And you do run into these pockets of time periods during the offseason where there really is not a lot of movement. That's because lack of news. That's because lack of clickbait on Twitter with some of these with some of these preseason practices. So let's go into it. Let's start with the QBs. Look at this. In the last week, the biggest risers, Jaden Daniels by one spot. Really not a whole lot to cover here, which is not a bad thing. I think people are correlating a lot with the QBs, and now that the schedule is out, you're going to see people correlate these players. So it's really not overly surprising. Let me actually click on 24 hours. It's even less, 0.6. The week, let's go to running backs. Jaleel McLaughlin up 7 spots. Tyrone Tracy sort of settling into this 180 range, which feels about right. Vidal, this one's interesting. And I know Frank is a big Vidal guy, but when I think about the Chargers and this offense, even if he does work in a role, who's getting the touches on the goal line? Like, I lean Gus. I lean Gus like pretty heavily, but Gus goes in a range where his ceiling is sort of capped. Like, I could see myself getting my shares of Gus Edwards in a contest like the Eliminator, where you're getting a pretty decent floor. You can get those spike weeks. What do you think? Over under 1.5 games, 2 touchdown games this season. Curious what you guys think in the chat and in the comments if you're watching this after it's posted. We see Algier up a few picks, Gibson up a few picks, Miller. Nothing crazy here. How about for 24 hours? Algier up. So nothing crazy. Zay Jones is going to be the biggest riser here of the week. Up 23 spots to 191. We smashed him where we put him on the CSV and really getting this closing line value early in the last week. I think I had about 80% Zay Jones in the last week, right around pick 200, 205. So again, some closing line value there. He's still rising too. We still have running backs clicked. Here we go. Wicks up 5 spots. Sutton up 4. Shark being mixed in now with the Chargers just have no one. So it's going to be interesting, these practices, in seeing people mix in players like DJ Shark. He was a scroll down player, and now he's being drafted in almost every draft. J-Mo Burton up another 3 picks. He's going to continue to rise. Coleman up 3 spots. He's getting near maxed out. Him, Ladd, these rookies like go basically back to back to back. Brian Thomas Jr., they're all in that same range of like 70 right now. Shaheed up 3 spots. Godwin, Thielen, Brandon Cooks. It is nice to see the risers. And you know what? After this, we are going to go and we're going to dip into who's falling the most, because I think that's also really important to take a peek at. Tight ends, Kraft, Sinnott, Fant. Not overly surprised to see Fant, Conklin, Ferguson, Andrews, and Kincaid all in the plus category right now. Those are tight ends that we're aggressively targeting. So that's good to see. Let's go to QBs real quick. If you guys are just joining us, go down, slap the like on the live stream. We're going to be giving away a free YouTube membership at 5 subscribers tonight. You have to be subscribed to get it anyways in the live stream. So click the sub if you guys aren't already. Hit the like. Let's make this video really pop. Drake May down 6 spots, and this is going to continue with the uncertainty of him starting or not to start the season. And I don't think every drafter knows that there's a chance that Drake May won't get to start the season. And that's what you get in drafting in May. There's still a lot of drafters that are kind of clueless. Will Levis down a few picks, Herbert down a few, Tua, Bryce Young, which I think this one might be surprising that he's dropping with his ADP already being so late. Mahomes down a few picks, McCarthy, Stroud. So that's interesting. Let's hit the running backs. J.K. Dobbins down 6 spots, and this is with the rise of Vidal as well. Josh Jacobs down 4 picks. If you have the CSV, you are way ahead of fading Josh Jacobs than the average drafter right now. We are going to get better price on Josh Jacobs than these early drafters, and it's not even close. Nick Chubb down 4 spots. He's going in a range, like you can get him pretty often at like 114, 116, and I love that. Because certain teams, when I have 2 stud running backs or 3 running backs, and maybe I went running back, wide receiver heavy, maybe I didn't draft a QB yet, or I didn't draft a tight end yet, I went more positional player focused, I'll bring in Nick Chubb on those teams and really play for end of season when I can house him. And I think that is just something to keep in mind when you're in this range of Nick Chubb, but expect him to either start slow, miss games to start the year. So just make sure when you are drafting him, draft him in the right context. And really, that's probably more for puppies. I do think he will continue to fall for BBM. So in contests like puppies, where that contest is going to fill in probably a week or two, if you want any Nick Chubb, those are the cases that I would be bringing him in. Herbert down a few picks. Hubbard still falling. Mostert, Garendo, James Conner, James Cook will continue probably to slide a little bit past 52. Mixon, Allen. This is interesting here. ETN still falling. This one, I see ETN at 40. I'm just like, if I have 2 receivers, it just seems so free to me. It seems like a really good ADP for ETN. He doesn't feel like a dead zone back to me, at least. Zamir falling a little bit, but nothing too crazy down there. Michael Wilson down 10 picks. He is going to continue to fall. We've seen him a few times in the 190s plus. Rashee Rice still falling. Malik Washington with the news of Odell. This is not surprising, but mixing him in the 18th round with your Tua stacks is still fine. Devontae Walker, Tyler Boyd, Troy Franklin, Gabe Dave, Brendan Rice, DeMario Douglas. Not overly surprising here. The AD Mitchell slide will be more, and mainly because of streamers and content creators and influencers. The more information that gets out that these people have him ranked later, the more he will fall. So BBM, he is someone that I'm going to be bringing in later. Puppy, I don't think it's a big deal if you're mixing him in. He's a common faller too. Like he'll fall to 122 plus very, very consistently. For myself, like where you're getting Josh Downs though, I get it. I get it. Like Josh Downs at like 140 basically. It's really tough to touch AD Mitchell at 115. Xavier Worthy down pick and a half. McConkey. So you can see these guys trending downwards. How about for tight ends? Likely down. Johnny down a few picks. Kate Otten. All these are late tight ends. All of these guys are late tight ends for the top 6 fallers. And then Bowers is down a few picks. Hawk, which isn't surprising. Hawk is going to continue to fall. Like, get your Hawk shares later. Get your Hawk shares later. Lad falling, even 1 spot is so nice. Yeah, can we get cheaper Lad, please? I'd love some cheaper Lad. That first week we were drafting, we had the CSV out to you guys like the day after the NFL draft or 2 days after the NFL draft ended. And where we put Lad, people were able to scoop a lot of value those first few days before ADPs really adjusted. Now, now he's a little more expensive than where we have him ranked. I think it's 77 we have him ranked. But yeah, not a whole lot of movement here from the tight ends. But if you guys are just joining us, go down, slap the like on the live stream. We're going to be drafting a BBM5 tonight. It's going to be our number 12 draft. Lad is only going up. I could see him rise to about 62 in that range. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw him rise to about 62. But it's just, how much room is there left for value for Lad McConkey? Like where he goes. We're talking about passing players like Calvin Ridley. Odunze has to fall. Like he has to fall. I'm not really worried about putting him above him, but Lad can jump. Addison, definitely Kamara, Odunze. This is where it starts to get a little muddy. I have a tough time putting him above Kenneth Walker. I'm not putting him above Pitts. I think it's tough to put him above Jaden Reed. And where's Xavier Worthy go? This is funny. So this is something that we talked about very early after the NFL draft. Where Worthy will rise to. And some of you might remember this conversation. And we spoke about him going right next to Reed. It's very interesting how they're back to back. It looks like he's going to potentially pass Reed as well. But again, for Worthy, it seems like there's only so much room as well. Keenan Allen, we have down some picks from here. But all right, who's in this room with us? I don't recognize the first four names. If you guys are in the live stream, let me know. Josh here at the 5, Frank here at 7, and Logan here at 12. We get the 11 spot. We got the 11, drafting on the back, which I really don't mind. Typically, that means I can get my boy Garrett Wilson here. Ridley is the comp for Lad, which is funny because it's like, oh, why draft Lad? Lad is so good, he could be Calvin Ridley. Or you could just draft Calvin Ridley. You know what I mean? Now, Ridley's landing spot, I will say, like, Lad has a great opportunity for the Chargers. He has a great opportunity. We're going to be mixing him in at this ADP. I do think there is a drop-off at receiver after Godwin, after Brian Thomas. Like, after Godwin, Brian Thomas, there's a few guys I like in here, but I have a lot of fades in that zone as well. All right, CMC goes at 1, followed by Lamb, Hill, Chase, Jefferson, nothing crazy. All right. Herbert versus Levis. Now, you can get into offensive coordinator talk and what the Chargers are looking to do. It's still like Herbert is an elite passing quarterback. So, ooh, he snipes Garrett Wilson, so we get Breece Hall at 11. Okay. Like, we're good with that. We're good with that. We're more than good with that. We're going to be doing a free YouTube membership giveaway when we hit 5 subbies on this live stream. We've been doing about 5 to 10 on every stream, so we should hit it by the end of the draft. The Jets play the Rams and Buffalo in the Jags. Buffalo week 17, Rams. We're not going to go with any of that. Let's go with our heart here. Let's bring in Drake London. Ben, welcome to the live stream, man. Big old wrench. Big old wrench. He brought it with him. Let's do this. Let's go to the YouTube machine. Of course, it makes me watch an ad on my own video. Tragic. Tragic. Let's do this. Bam. Adam, welcome to the wrench team, man. Welcome to the wrench team. Debo, AJ Brown. I like that start. Devontae Adams, Puka. Ayuk, Bijan. Appreciate you stopping in, Ben. Matt D. Lavender in the 6 spot. A few badgeless people here in a row. A little tic-tac-toe. Well, so far, so good for them, though. So far, so good. Yeah, Adam with the big responsibility. Not everyone can hold the wrench that big. Not everyone can do it, so. He goes, whoa. Have a good one, Ben. JT at 20, dude? Come on. I like that. To go at Jefferson's nice. Jamar Chase, Mike Evans. I like all of these starts so far. Logan went double RB. The old Karain here. The old Karain with Gibbs and Barkley. Nico Collins, CeeDee Lamb. Oof. CMC Kyron and Diggs. It's probably my first team start that I don't love. Al Bogues has missed it. It's all right. It's all right. There will be more. There will be more. It's only May, guys. It's only May. DJ Moore, I have someone is still falling, so I'm just going to get my shares in BBM later. Kyron, same thing. We see him fall to 24 here. Waddle off the board. Oh, shit. Look at this. A little Miami triple. ADP falls directly in a line. So it won't be completely, it obviously won't be unique, but still a fun start. Devonta Smith, Mike Evans, Chase. I like that from Alpha. Neighbors, JT Jefferson for Josh. That's sick. Because trying something new. No pressure. Don't worry. Only 64 people are watching. We got 22 on the Twitter machine. Hit the link. Hit the like on the YouTube. Helps us tremendously. That's all we ask. It's free. Laporta, Olave, and Amon-Ra. DK, Debo, and AJ Brown. I like these starts, man. Damn, we're over here in the 11, just like hoping we get a receiver to fall to us. Okay. It's got to be Cooper Kupp here for us. Also, we get some correlation. We luck into what? We luck into a Week 16 matchup. No. Yes. Yeah, it's a Week 16 matchup against the Jets. Rams, Jets. Logan was probably hoping that we left him Kupp, but knowing that he's probably has to double tap receiver, we're taking the receiver first there. He goes Tank Dell at 36. Let's see what we got here. Deep thought for Logan. Deep thought. He goes Stroud. I was wondering if he was going to reach up for Stroud. I think we're just clicking T. Higgs here. We have to. Like, wide receiver is going to fall off when it comes back to us at 59. We're hoping for, like, Jaden Reed to be there. Or, like, Terry McLaurin. Got to go T. Higgs here, in my opinion. Hurt when I just looked up and they have the same buy, Gibbs and Barkley. That should not matter, especially this early in the draft. That should not. Don't let that deter you, because if that deters other drafters, that makes it more unique and in a way that's That's actually a good thing. That's actually a good thing. Jalen Hurts, Sam Laporta, Olave. So Jalen Hurts gets past, and this like never happens when I'm drafting. Jalen Hurts gets past the AJ Brown team. He gets past the where's Devonta Smith? He gets past the Devonta Smith. Oh no, he doesn't. He goes at 43. Okay. Tragic. Tragic for the Devonta Smith team. But obviously, Jalen Hurts not someone that you absolutely have to stack. Lil Lamar, Mark Andrews. I like this double click here, but having 2 running backs start is going to be tough to recover from, in my opinion. It's going to be very tough to recover. Buys don't matter until they do. Damn, boy. That is some bro science right there. That is some serious bro science. All right, coming back around to us, we are looking at a potential Pitts for double stack in Atlanta. We're looking at Terry McLaurin, who would be a little week 17 correlation. Atlanta versus Washington. That would be sick. Pretty easy to correlate Washington later, too, so I'm not overly worried about getting a Washington piece right now. But this is quick and easy. How about Indy? We don't have anything with Indy. Indy plays Denver, Tennessee, and the Giants. All right. A-Rich off the board to JT squad. He has that week 17 matchup with Neighbors. Really nice. Ooh, there goes Terry. This is what I mean by... Fuck us. This is what I mean by, like, James Cook, Rashad White are going to fall. This is a gross spot. This is actually a disgusting spot. I don't mind reaching up a few picks for Kittle here. And maybe we just fall on the sword for... I'm going to go Kittle first. I don't mind if Logan actually takes James Cook. He double taps. James Cook, about 11 picks. How many picks? 10 picks after ADP? 9? This is about the range he should go in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him and White fall behind K-Walk, but this seems like a pretty decent spot to bring in James Cook as our second running back at pick 62. This area of the draft is kind of gross if you don't have correlation. I'm curious, are you guys taking Kittle with 2 tight ends in most of your drafts or 3 tight ends? Because I do lean, personally, I lean 3, but let me know in the comments. White off the board at 64. He slides 10 picks. Marquise Brown off at 63. I think I'm okay with just hard fading Marquise Brown this year. Two for Nate. What if, let's say your next tight end is Hunter Henry. Are you bringing in 3? Okay. Yeah. You like to... I think Goddard would be about the cutoff. You're not doing it with Hawkinson, especially with potential to miss time. Schultz and Kmet with the addition of more weapons might mean less targets, might mean more effective, more efficient targets in the red zone, but Pat Fry's a decent bet to get a shit ton of targets this year. Could end up being the second favorite target in Pittsburgh. Did someone go Burrow? No one's gone Burrow yet. Where's the Chase squad? Chase squad could go Burrow here. Doesn't have a QB yet. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. I think it would take a mini miracle to get Burrow back to us. And you collect, welcome to live stream, man. Drafted in a limb when I thought I was in weekly winners. 2 QBs, same bye week. Rip. Smooth. Josh likes smooth. Dak goes to the Lamb team, pretty standard. The one spot catching up at wide receiver. Rome goes at 72, which is a 6-pick fall. Definitely a player that you're going to want to get your exposure to later because he's going to fall. Stevenson at 75. And this is the Chase team. Yeah, he clicks Burrow. No surprise. No surprise. Wishful thinking. You have to. Yeah, we have 0 Rome right now for Bestball Mania, and I'm okay with that. I like Kittle because he's the only Niner whose price didn't go up. I like that. We'll take Ingram here. Ooh. Yeah, we'll take Ingram here. We have our 2 running backs. We can stop at 2 tight ends now. And we'll see what Logan does. He can bring in the double in Tennessee. That'd be interesting. I feel like Dak went off super early. 74. Yeah, about 13 picks before ADP. But in order to get that Dak Lamb combo, you're risking it. He does fall. Like Dak does fall back to this spot, but obviously not in every room. Yeah, I like what he did here with the double in Tennessee. I would have did the same thing. Now, David Montgomery, I think, changes the strategy for this squad. Should be behind on receiver. It's going to be tough to recover if we go, but we're going to try it anyways. Live a little bit. We're getting David Montgomery a full round after ADP. We got the fall on James Cook. We got the spoons out. Get the spoons out, boys. Get the spoons out. We're going to make it work. We got our 2 tight ends. We got 3 running backs all after ADP. And we are leaning in. Here with our 3 receivers through, 4 rounds? The recovery starts now. It could get ugly. This could be disturbingly bad, because the correlated QBs that we want go in the next few rounds. So we're taking a risk. Let's see how it turns out. We're definitely going to end up with 9 receivers because we could stop at 5 running backs. We could stop at 2 tight ends. Even if we go 3 QBs, 5, 6, 7, some quick math. Yeah. We can get 9 receivers. So we might not need it too. We might be able to get a luxury pick with that last pick if it's going to be a QB or if it's going to be a receiver. So we'll see how it looks. We're lucky that we have correlation with Purdy, with Trevor Lawrence, with Staffy, with Kirk. So we have a lot of late options, which is another reason why I don't mind putting off QB for this team specifically. Nate wants Sutton. Nate, you're not in this room, right? You want us to grab Sutton? I wouldn't mind Sutton here. I wouldn't mind going Purdy, Lockett, Mike Williams. Maybe we double tap QB. If we get Purdy and Trevor Lawrence, I would stop it too. I think Sutton is a good price. I think Sutton's okay. I'm definitely not a Sutton truther. I just worry about production. And obviously in half point PPR, the touchdowns are good, but what's the production going to look like? What's this offense going to look like? It's sure you can make a great team by betting on a player that's underpriced, but it's not like his price is crazy cheap in this range. There are a few players I like a little better that are in more certain, better situations. Okay. The receivers are flying and the QBs. What's good is no one's going crazy at QB. Like, no one went 3 elite QBs. That's something to look out for. Otherwise, we would have had to change. We would have had to adapt our draft strategy. We might be able to stop at 4 running backs, too. That is not out of the question. This could be hyper fragile. This could be hyper fragile. NU Collector asked a good question. How many days do you think it takes to see changes in ADP as some reach for playoff correlation? It's going to take a little bit. And then the bye weeks, surprisingly, will change stuff. He has no correlation with Jacksonville, so I don't think I have to worry about him going T-Law. We're going to bring in Mike Williams with this first click. If we go T-Law and Staffy, T-Law and Kirk, I think that is borderline for stopping at 2 QBs. I'm probably good with that. It's going to come down to this. I know it's going to come down to the 18th round click, whether we want to be a receiver or a QB. It might depend on correlation on our team too. Bowers at 108, real nice. Real nice. So we'll reach up for T-Law here at 118. Skip this running back zone, which I don't mind a few people in here. Singletary's going to pass. He's going to pass at least Robinson and Eckler coming up. B-Rob's going to pass Eckler as well. Bringing our first QB. We do open up Rodgers too. As gross as it is. But Mike Williams in a playoff game with Rodgers could be fun. And we have the Breece Hall correlation as well. Jets play Buffalo. They play the Rams week 16. We have the Cup bring back for that. So let's see if we can correlate the squad, and we have to catch up a receiver, obviously. Which is nice because there's a lot of running backs in between. There goes Shaheed. There's a lot of running backs in between. And we're okay correlating, like going ahead, grabbing Gabe Davis. We have pretty high floor here. We should be able to lean into these guys for high floor. And we'll bring in like back-to-back spike week guys. I'm okay with that. And then we just have to balance it out. We have to balance it out. The other thing is where Kirk Cousins goes, we're basically looking at this. I doubt these guys are going to be there, but we'll put them on there anyways. Yeah, one already off the board. I don't even really want Palmer here. But just to look at where these guys are going. Where's Mooney? Mooney should be on this list with Cousins, with London. Mooney should be on this list. Yeah, officially. Yes, officially. Good morning. What about double QB bye week for Jets? Bye week, bros. Yeah, I do think it is minus EV to have the same bye week for QBs. You wanna lean against it as best you can, but Jacksonville have a week 12, and then the Jets have a week 12, so that's why I do want to lean into Kirk. We should be good. The Pitts team, did he go after us or before us? Okay. We picked twice in between here, but if he goes Kirk here, I wouldn't be surprised. This will allow him to stop at 2 QBs. In my opinion, I would stop at 2 QBs with Josh Allen and Captain Kirk, but let's see what happens. ATL has 12 too, I think. Pretty sure Atlanta has bye week 12. They have to get the bye weeks on here. I'm starting to learn them, but yeah, so it won't matter whether we go Kirk Cousins or Rodgers. How about the Rams? The Rams are week 6. Okay. I don't mind this spot for Captain Kirk. Reaching for Mooney's kind of tough. I'd rather test Mooney coming back to me at 155. So with that being said, we're going to put Josh Downs ahead of everyone. We're putting Josh Downs ahead of everyone. We'll say, hey, Logan, we dare you. Take naked Kirk Cousins. We dare you. Tell me the Josh Downs pick was a snipe. Tell me the Josh Downs pick was a snipe. Blake Corum. I like the RB room he's building so far. I like the receivers. Tight end. Gets Bowers 7 picks after ADP. Reaches on Stroud for the correlation with Dell. He's got a nice team going on. All right. We'll bring in Captain Kirk here. Staffy could fall to us too. It's just... I wouldn't mind Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, and Staffy, but what's your ceiling with this team? I would almost rather just, if I'm going to have a late QB, just bring in like Drake May or like Justin Fields. Give me some higher ceiling potential for the end of the season with these two guys. Even a player like Daniel Jones, like give me some rushing upside with this pairing. In response to the Josh Downs, all caps. Yes, you did. I know you got my CSV rankings up, bro. We're not. That's one of those things. Like, pay attention to, especially when you're at 11, pay attention to 12, see what they need, see if they have correlation with the pocket passing QB, not as apt to bring them in, not as likely to bring them in. And there's potential we get Mooney to fall. It's only 6 picks after ADP. So we'll see if Mooney comes back to us. We're done at tight end. We could be done at QB, but it's same bye week. So we'll see. It's a bye week 12, which I think this is important to pay attention to as well. Like if you want to bring in a player like Drake May, he should be playing by week 12. You know, if you have 2 guys with bye week 5 and you're like, okay, I want to bring in a third QB to cover that bye week, no guarantee Drake May is going to be in there by week 5. So just something to think about there when you're playing with that's just a tip for the bye week bros. Just a tip for the bye week bros. The Giants have a bye week of 11. Thing is, like, Daniel Jones is so easy to backstack. Derek Carr, Drake May, Fields even. These guys are very easy to backstack. Ricky Pearsall off the board at 144, basically at ADP. Herbert finally off the board, 19 picks after ADP. And he doesn't go to the lad team. Where is the lad team? Where is the Lad team? Show yourself. Lad McConkey. Oh, he already had his 2 QBs. He got 2 at a decent price, 118. Okay, Staffy off the board. Oh, naked Staffy. Here we go. Now we're playing ball. People are starting to worry. QBs are flying off the board. People are starting to worry. Stupid running back value was a snipe for me. Troy Franklin off the board at 148. Luke Musgrave. Let's see what we can do with this. Luke Musgrave is the first tight end for Josh here. Hunter Henry, this is where we have him ranked in the CSV, so it's intense to see him to go there. But 19 picks before ADP. I like this range. I like this range. There's a chance we get Moons, the correlation piece, which would be nice. There's a chance we get Zach Charbonnet, 19 picks after ADP. I'm clicking Zach Charbonnet if he comes to us. I doubt. Did he just get autoed? He doesn't. Roman Wilson off the board, which I like that click. Click someone else between these two. Yo. Poof. Poof. Back to back. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. We're going to go Burton. He's a clear riser in my opinion, so I'm cool with bringing in Burton here, especially in Best Ball Mania. Freaking poof, though. Both guys. Logan again. We got Logan again. Doesn't even have Burrow. But yeah, he's going to be a riser this offseason, so reaches up for Levis for the correlation. I think you could have waited. I would have waited. I know it's a little risky with having both receivers and you really want to secure that stack, but it's not that big a deal in these later rounds, I guess. This range is disgusting. This range is disgusting. We just bring in Polk here. Again, if we are wanting another option at QB with Drake May that has a different bye week 14. We switched it. We're going Algier. We're going Algier. The upside's too high. The upside's too high. If Bijan were to go down. God damn, we are taking a very big stance on Algier this year. And I'm here for it. I really do think he's the number one handcuff this offseason. And where we think about the number one handcuff we thought last year, Elijah Mitchell. We're selecting him where? At like pick 120, 125, 130. So we'll bring in our fourth running back. Need one more. We can go 3 receivers, or we can go, one more running back, 1 QB, and 2 receivers, likely. So I'll end up with 8 receivers, and I'm okay with that with this group. We have the double with Cincy, which I don't overly mind. It could be T. Higgs one week. It could be Burton the next. Now, obviously, if they both go off in week 17, that probably means Joe Burrow's getting there. But I still think there's some interesting ways that you can advance into week 17 with having a mini stack on the same team without the QB. Logan, we're just we're causing pain here at the 11 spot. We can be we do that. We do that, unfortunately. We don't mean to. It's not even like they're QB snipes, like stacks. It's just player takes on some of the same players, obviously. What's New Orleans? New Orleans even has a bye week 12, so we can't really. There's no reason to bring in Derek Carr. There's no reason to bring in Derek Carr. I would tell you who I'm thinking about drafting, but then he would disappear so fast. So let's hold off. Luke McCaffrey off the board at 169. I'm completely okay with going Luke McCaffrey over Adam Thielen, by the way. That might sound crazy right now. Jonnu off the board at 171. Let's see. McCarthy, M. Corley. Rodgers finally off the board at 174. That's crazy. At 174. Not correlated, but could still be a good advance rate piece. 25 picks after ADP. That's sick. All right, Badgeless. Do what you will. Do your worst. Mims off the board. That's one of the clicks. Give us one of these two. Lord, baby Jesus. I wonder if Logan's done at QB. Okay, there's one snipe. Oh, I saw another receiver. I thought he grabbed both. I would have preferred. Zay Jones is still rising. We're going to go Rashawn. Sure up this running back room. We're done at RB. Wouldn't be surprised if Logan goes one of these running backs here. And we'll just take one of these two guys, hopefully. He goes Wandale. He goes, yeah, he just wants to cause pain. I'm okay with doing something like this. Going Jones here. I don't need any of the receivers in this range. This is the way I'm looking at it. I don't need any of the receivers in this range. Like, I'm okay with skipping this tier, basically. Down until that last guy I accidentally highlighted. Worse than when Steph took Jonnu. Oh my god. Logan taking revenge. Oh yeah, I remember this. Was this the one that Nick and Steph got into it on the live stream? All right, so we force a little QB reach from Bitcoin as well. Clean name, by the way. Clean name. Clean name. Giants have Indy. Do we have? Yeah, we have a mini with. So week 17, we have a mini with Daniel Jones. The Giants also have Atlanta week 16. So Daniel Jones felt like a good piece here. Algier, London. Logan goes Wandale and Zay. What a sicko. What a sicko. There was a risk there that he could have gone back-to-back receivers. So And after thinking about it, I wouldn't change what I did. I'd go Rashawn here still. Because if both of these guys get sniped, we just go Daniel Jones, and I have 2 late picks I don't want to bring in anyways. Scroll the F down. I know Frank is going to take one of them. I already know. Unless he miraculously, maybe he can't. Maybe he can't. He needs at least one more running back. And does he need, nah, he's done at tight end. I already know who it's going to be. We already know who it's going to be, Frank. You sick man. Dude, 20 picks after ADP, Tyrone, this is the range where it's like, you got to think about bringing this dude in. This is a good price for Tyrone. Frank might get gifted Tyrone here. 20 picks after ADP. Nope, he doesn't get sniped. I like that click for this room, too. He brings in Dameon Pierce. Interesting. I could have sworn the AT Perry click was coming. We have a few options here. Logan should be done at receiver, right? Let's bring in Jalen Hyatt. Correlate with Daniel Jones. Man, our receivers turned out like dog. Depends. Josh Downs could provide a decent floor. Jermaine Burton's going to be a riser, in my opinion. Mike Williams, we'll see how many games he plays. We need another receiver, though. Here comes the Tyler Boyd click for the triple stack. It's probably going to be a running back. These are some of my favorite late clicks. I want to wait on Foreman a little bit. Obviously, Elijah Mitchell's in there as well. I think we just go AT Perry here. Let's bring him in. We end up with a 3-5-8-2 build. If the bye weeks were separate, if they were different between Jacksonville and Atlanta here, it's fringe, but you can stop it at 2 QBs with this amount of draft capital. I think it's more than fine. Look at Bitcoin's team. Are you Bitcoins, Ben? We'll take a peek afterwards. Do I go Jelani or wide receiver? 3-5-7-2. Oof. I think I probably would have stuck with 2 QBs with this build. It's either or. For me, it's tough to lean into this receiver group, but it's also tough for me to lean into this tight end group. I think it's whoever you think's going to score the most points. Whoever's best available. Yeah, I probably would have leaned into these 2 QBs. And then I get it. He had the Minnesota correlation. He had a double. I'm okay with leaning into 2 late tight ends. I think receiver here was the the best of the options avail. All right. Let's take a peek at these squads here. For the listeners, we ended up with Lawrence, Cousins, Daniel Jones. Another shout. Like, we could have gone Rondell Moore as well as a late round click to correlate with Kirk Cousins. That would have been fine. But Lawrence, Cousins, and Daniel Jones, Breece Hall, James Cook, Montgomery, Algier, Rashawn Johnson, Drake London, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgs, Mike Williams, Josh Downs, Jermaine Burton, Jalen Hyatt, and A.T. Perry with Kittle and Ingram. So very strong at tight end, very strong at running back with getting some like guaranteed touches here with the first three. High floor. And then obviously Breece Hall kind of raises the ceiling. Tyler Algier as one of the top handcuffs. Should be strong at QB. And then receiver, we're leaning into maybe Burton, maybe Mike Williams staying healthy, and some of these late guys. Jalen Hyatt, I'm okay with mixing in a late Jalen Hyatt right now, with his price just basically being free. Josh in the 5 spot, A-Rich, Gino, JJ McCarthy, JT, Aaron Jones, Tony Pollard, and Singletary. I think with this amount of investment, you could stop at 4. You could stop at 4 if you wanted. 13 pick drop on Brian Robinson might have been the trap pick. This might have been the trap pick. You might have had to have really gone receiver here. But the fall, sometimes the scooping the value, it's right there. It's like a shiny object and it's free. But that being said, having these 5 running backs and then being able to reevaluate your team and seeing what you're going to need in order to like it, for me, that means leaning into these 2 QBs personally, even though JJ McCarthy's correlated. Leaning into these 2 QBs, and then you get your correlation. Maybe you go Jelani Woods. By not going JJ McCarthy here, you get correlation with A-Rich by going Jelani Woods. But Jefferson, Neighbors, Pickens, JSN, Christian Watson, Wicks, Rashad Bateman, Darius Slayton, Musgrave, and Font. Yeah, JJ was the trap. I agree. Small changes in like those small improvements, you'll like your next draft 10 times better. King of Kings, Frank, in the live stream with Kyler Murray and Purdy. I like that combo. Bijan K-Walk, Ray Davis, Antonio Gibson, Pierce, and Tank Bigsby. So kind of modified double anchor running back build. Really leaning into Bijan K-Walk here. Ayuk, Pittman, Terry McLaurin, Rashid Shaheed, Palmer. I like the Palmer click. In with a ceiling play like Shaheed and Davis. Provide some floor. You get some correlation with Kyler here. And McBride and Ferguson. So very elite at tight end. It's a strong draft. It's a different draft from Frank here. And I like it a lot. Finally getting off the A.T. Perry click. All right, Bitcoin here at the 10 spot in the live stream with Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. Zamir White, Zach Moss, Trey Benson, Jalen Wright, Zach Charbonnet, Ty Chandler, and Donta Foreman. 0 running back builds. First entering the running back tier with White and Moss. Benson, Wright, Charbonnet. It's a fun 0 RB team. I will say that. Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Zay Flowers, Marquise Brown, Khalil Shakir, Malik Washington, Hollins. I don't think we have enough there, which makes me think that maybe you stop at 6 and then we need to add another piece. I like leaning. Like, this is the stance right here. And I was a big Malik Washington stan in the big board. Landing spot was good, but they bring in Odell, which to me makes me think that he is going to start the season slower as a rookie competing with the veteran like Odell. Like there's There's no doubt about that. But can he work into a role in the middle end of the season? That's where I would rather Malik Washington for the end of season upside over Odell, who probably doesn't have that same upside. Hey, Strez, yeah. I'll cover the one spot too. Amazing. All the people in the shadows come out at the end when they want their teams graded. They're in the shadows listening. Luckily, he's on the other side of the board. Strez, I'm just playing with you. And then Mac Hollins. I think the Mac Hollins click is dead right now for me. I just want to wait on the Mac Hollins click, but I get it, bringing in some correlation. And I like the tight end combo. Pitts and Freiermuth, I really like that combo. But one more receiver, maybe lean into these 6 running backs, bring in another receiver, and maybe this is a little stronger. Let me know what you think. Logan 2583, Stroud and Levis, Gibbs, Barkley, Harris, Corum, and Allen. I like the running back room. I'm fine with the QBs as well. You're leaning into Stroud. You reached up to get him for the correlation, so reached up for both QBs. Tank Dell, Worthy, Ridley, Hopkins, Dobbs, Leggett, Wan'Dale Robinson, Zay Jones. I like these 2 clicks for this team, so maybe I should have looked a little deeper at your receiver group. But yeah, that tied it in pretty nicely, in my opinion. Bowers, Sinnott, and Sanders, all 3 rookies. That's crazy. I don't mind it. I really don't. I think it is smart, especially when you go Bowers and Sinnott to grab a third. Is that third going to be another rookie for me? Probably not, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. This team's very well balanced, especially for having to reach on a few picks to get your guys. It's well balanced. And now the one spot, Jay Strez. Lamar and Justin Herbert, 19 picks after ADP. CMC, Kyron, Gus Edwards, Jaleel, and Elijah Mitchell. I'm not going to be doing this. Just going handcuff. This is more of like a redraft strategy. Reason being, let's say CMC gets hurt week 15 or 16 or whatever it is. Those Elijah Mitchell teams are going to have a first round pick where your team has CMC. So you're going to be competing against, if you're in the finals, 539, whatever teams, some will have CMC. But if he gets hurt and Elijah Mitchell becomes useful, it's going to be less CMC teams because those players are spiking more. So the effect that they have on the advance rates is typically greater. So I'm not doing that, but I like the running back room besides that. Diggs, Odunze, Coleman, Jamo, Curse, Samuel, Myers. I like the Myers click for this squad. Rookies, spike week guys. I think Myers makes a lot of sense as a floor guy. Pearsall, McCaffrey, and DJ Chark for that correlation late. I don't mind it. Andrews and Otten, I think that combo is fine. But yeah, this is a well-balanced team. I think that's the only thing I'd say about it. Everyone hit that like button. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed tonight's stream, on the way out, slap the like. Let me see if we hit the sub goal. We hit 2. We're dropping one. If you guys are on the Twitter machine, get in to the YouTube, hit the link, hit the sub. We are going to be giving away a free YouTube membership right now in 30 seconds to the live stream. And I believe you have to be subbed in order to be awarded it. Here we go. Membership gifting. Last time I did this, I bought a YouTube membership to my own stream. Oh, shit. Like, I signed up. Put myself in the draft tip-off channel. And then the best part about this is, you win the sub, you raise it to the maxer, which is just $2 more, and you get the draft guide and the CSV rankings. All right. Good luck to everyone in the live stream. Let's see who gets it. Jay Strez, let's go, in the one spot, joining us. Congrats. Let me know your name on Discord and I can add you to the appropriate channels. If you guys aren't already in the Discord, it's where we all hang out off stream, draft together, late night EV guys. We have a spot for draft news, for filling drafts, currently drafting, draft grades, all that. Great community. It's one of the best things I started. And it's a shout out to everyone that takes part in that active community in Discord. Shout out to all you guys. I appreciate you. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a good night. Slap the like on the way out. Leave a comment if you have time. And we'll catch you on the next one. Pounders.